He will be sued, and I say will be because nothing has been filed yet, by at least 120 people.
Starting in the United States, where at least 10 people have been in the devastating wildfires in Los Angeles, that death toll having been revised upwards.
The raging wildfires tearing through Los Angeles have been absolutely devastating, leaving behind nothing but ruins and shattered lives. Entire communities have been turned to dust, and even Hollywood's most powerful stars haven't been spared. But as the smoke slowly lifts, rumors are swirling about something far more sinister lurking behind the flames. What if these fires aren't just freaks of nature? What if they're part of a calculated plan to wipe out evidence tied to none other than Sean Diddy Combs?
Like I said before, they said that 2,300 people reached out to the law firm. And out of the 2,300 people, I guess they decided to go with just a little over 100, which seems like it's they just put out the number and everybody's calling to see if they can get a check.
It's insane. It's insane. Now, again, he did say that nothing has been filed yet because he says he wants to make sure that they do their due diligence.
Diddy's been drowning in scandal lately, with lawsuits and jaw-dropping criminal accusations piling up fast. The man who once ruled the music industry is now being portrayed as someone who allegedly used his fortune and fame to control, manipulate, and harm people in his orbit. The headlines have been relentless. And now, as his legal troubles explode in the media, the timing of these catastrophic fires is raising serious eyebrows. The internet is buzzing with theories that these blazes might not be so random after all. Could this widespread destruction be connected to the deepening investigations into Diddy's alleged crimes? Is this just a tragic coincidence? Or could something far more dangerous be unfolding right before our eyes?
And, it brings into context our whole system of innocent until proven guilty. Why is he not being given bond? And, we could debate that all day long. Of all people that's unlikely to flee or get away, well, he's got the resources to flee, but he's so recognizable. And isn't he innocent until proven guilty? Well, yeah, but, we have to recognize there are degrees of innocent until proven guilty.
Let's break it down. Among the countless victims of these raging wildfires are some huge Hollywood names, celebrities deeply connected to Diddy's inner circle. We're talking about Mandy Moore, Anna Faris, Paris Hilton, and even Jeff Bridges. Their luxurious homes have been completely swallowed by the flames, leaving behind nothing but ashes. To most, these losses are heartbreaking tragedies caused by nature's fury. But some aren't buying that story. They're raising serious questions about the suspiciously perfect timing of it all. Could these fires be more than random disasters? Could they be wiping out evidence that might have exposed some dark secrets linked to Diddy's scandals?
Officials say that thousands of homes and other structures have been damaged or destroyed. AccuWeather estimates the damage is expected to be worth at least $135 billion. It could go as high as $150 billion. And the National Guard has been deployed amid reports.
When you're facing allegations as explosive as his, losing physical evidence could completely shift the game. Let's talk about Diddy's notorious parties. Those lavish, ultra-exclusive gatherings dripping in luxury. Rumors have swirled for years about what really went down at these events, with whispers of outrageous behavior and shady activities. Now, here's the kicker. Some of the very homes that hosted these wild nights are the ones that just went up in flames. Is it possible these fires conveniently destroyed evidence investigators were desperate to find?
Information that he was arrested tonight at a Manhattan hotel. He is currently being processed. I heard from his attorney they are still maintaining his innocence. They said that in anticipation of these charges that Diddy relocated.
The idea might sound extreme, but the internet is buzzing with theories. People can't ignore how strangely timed this devastation is. Could it all be just a coincidence? Or is there a deeper, darker plan behind it all?
Diddy, if you're just joining us here, was just arrested and taken into federal custody in New York tonight. Sources tell TMZ Homeland Security swooped into a Midtown hotel late Monday where Diddy was staying and they arrested him.
But hold up, it gets even crazier. Social media is on fire with wild theories about the FBI secretly tracking Diddy and his entire inner circle. Some people are convinced that these fires broke out right as federal agents were closing in on crucial locations tied to the investigation. One viral post on X, formerly Twitter, even claimed that Diddy's Los Angeles mansion was about to be raided just days before it supposedly burned to the ground. Now, that specific claim has been debunked. Diddy's mansion wasn't even in the fire's path. But that didn't stop the rumor mill from spinning out of control. The post only added fuel to the conspiracy that these fires weren't just random acts of nature.
A new fire, unfortunately, in West Hills, pushing into Ventura County, and we are expecting this fire to rapidly spread due to high winds. This is a reminder that this is a very dynamic situation that can change.
And here's where it gets even sketchier. Insiders have noticed that some of Diddy's former friends and industry peers have been suspiciously quiet throughout all this chaos. Take Paris Hilton, for example. Her Malibu mansion was reduced to ashes, yet she's only shared a brief message about her heartbreak. Is she staying silent to avoid being dragged into this growing storm? Then there's Mandy Moore. She also suffered major losses but hasn't uttered a word about her past ties to Diddy's social scene. To some, that silence speaks volumes. With the investigation heating up, people are wondering if these celebrities are deliberately keeping their distance. Could they be hiding something bigger than we realize? Now, here's where things take a chilling turn. The most explosive piece of this puzzle comes from a leaked testimony by an anonymous source who claims to have been inside one of Diddy's infamous gatherings. According to this insider, these weren't just ordinary parties. They were carefully crafted events designed to keep everything under wraps. The source painted a picture of events with extravagant lighting setups, soundproofed rooms, and a strict no phones allowed policy. Every move was calculated to make sure nothing ever left those walls. If these claims hold any truth, then any physical traces from these secretive nights would be pure gold for investigators. But now, with these homes reduced to ash, the possibility that crucial evidence has been completely wiped out is sending shockwaves.
Especially with the flying embers. I mean, I remember seeing embers just shooting over my head like, oh my gosh, that's somebody's house. That's someone's property.
What's even more jaw-dropping is the list of A-list names being thrown around online. Celebrities rumored to have attended these covert gatherings. We're talking Leonardo DiCaprio, Beyoncé, Jay-Z, Jennifer Lopez, and Usher. That's right, the elite of Hollywood. Now, to be clear, none of these stars have been accused of any crimes. But their close connection to Diddy is enough to make people suspicious. Could the fires have conveniently erased evidence that might have tied some of these power players to things they'd rather the world never find out about? But wait. Could all of this just be wild gossip fueled by the internet's endless craving for drama? One name heating up the conversation is Usher. He's openly spoken before about his time around Diddy during his teenage years. In an old interview that recently resurfaced, Usher hinted at witnessing things that were wild and eye-opening while staying at Diddy's house. He didn't spill any details, but that vague comment has reignited major speculation about what really went on behind closed doors. To make things even more suspicious, Usher recently wiped several posts from his X account, and fans can't help but wonder, is he trying to quietly step away from all this growing chaos?
He was I was 3 years old. I don't have a lot of memories of my father. They say, you can't miss something you never had. So that's only a little ways right, There's definitely been times as I've gotten older that I've missed my.
Then there's Justin Bieber. While he hasn't made any public statements about the Diddy allegations, his spokesperson claimed Bieber is fully focused on his family and steering clear of the drama. But that hasn't stopped online detectives from digging deeper. Speculation about Bieber's involvement, or lack thereof, is running wild. Some believe he might have been caught up as a victim, while others think he was simply a bystander to whatever madness was unfolding. Either way, the internet isn't letting this one go. Could Bieber be hiding a bigger story? Or is this all just another chapter in Hollywood's never-ending web of secrets?
Expect winds to subside somewhat, which will allow fire crews to increase containment lines. However, and I want to be very clear here as well, we are still under red flag warning with extreme fire behavior possibilities.
The silence from Hollywood's elite is absolutely deafening. Take Megan Fox, for example. She's wiped her entire Instagram and X accounts clean. And that's got people buzzing about whether she had any connection to Diddy's secretive gatherings. And let's not forget Khloe Kardashian. Old clips have resurfaced of her casually mentioning attending one of Diddy's infamous parties, sparking even more rumors. In one video from years back, Khloe described a party where she claimed that half the people were naked. Maybe she was exaggerating, maybe not. But with everything going on, the timing of this clip resurfacing is only pouring gasoline on the fire.
Tell the truth, so hopefully we can get down to the bottom of this. I'm 100%, the charges against me are 100% false, and hopefully due to time, we'll start to see it.
But here's where things get really dark. A law enforcement officer reportedly compared Diddy's alleged behavior to that of Jeffrey Epstein. In a statement to Newsmax, the officer suggested that Diddy's parties involved a similar circle of powerful people, even some of the same names found in Epstein's notorious Black Book. Now, let's be clear. There's no hard evidence linking Diddy to Epstein's crimes. But just making that comparison has sent social media into a total frenzy. The officer's comments have only fueled suspicions that these wildfires might have been a calculated move to protect a network of influential figures. And let's not ignore the timing here. The fires broke out just as Peacock is gearing up to release a documentary about Diddy. Coincidence? Or is there something much darker hiding behind the smoke? The Making of a Bad Boy. This upcoming documentary is rumored to feature never-before-seen footage and shocking interviews from people who've worked closely with Diddy over the years. But here's the burning question. Could these devastating fires have been a preemptive move to sabotage the documentary's explosive revelations? Or are we all just connecting dots that aren't really there? Still, the timing is impossible to ignore. It's left countless people wondering what other secrets might still be hidden, whether buried in ashes or buried in silence. As conspiracy theories spiral out of control, one fact stands out. These fires have cranked up the tension in an already fiery scandal. Whether this destruction was just a tragic accident or a calculated cover-up, the impact on the investigation into Diddy's alleged crimes is massive. The loss of potential evidence, mixed with the renewed focus on his inner circle, has left the public starving for answers. So what's next in this twisted, unfolding saga? Only time will tell. But for now, the mystery is as thick and suffocating as the smoke still hanging over Los Angeles. And this is just the beginning. The story takes an even darker and more sinister turn as we dive deep into the chilling rumors, insider testimonies, and shocking claims about what really went down at Diddy's infamous gatherings. This world is far from the glitz and glam of Hollywood. It's something far more disturbing. What really went down at these exclusive events? And how do they connect to the serious charges stacking up against Sean Diddy Combs? The deeper you dig into this story, the darker it gets. These weren't your average Hollywood parties. Sure, on the surface, they oozed luxury. Designer outfits, A-list celebrities, and extravagant venues. But insiders claim that behind those glamorous doors, something far more sinister was happening. For years, Diddy's gatherings have been shrouded in secrecy, strictly controlled, invite-only, and, according to some sources, downright disturbing. Let's break down what's allegedly been uncovered about these events. They weren't your typical celebrity get-togethers. They were reportedly called freak-offs, a term that's been plastered across headlines lately. But don't be fooled by the name. These weren't just wild parties. These were carefully orchestrated affairs that allegedly stretched on for days, involving meticulous planning that only someone with Diddy's level of wealth and influence could pull off. Court documents and leaked testimonies suggest these events were tailored to fulfill Diddy's every desire. His personal staff allegedly had crucial roles in keeping the operation smooth and discreet, ensuring that what happened inside stayed inside. The sheer level of control and secrecy surrounding these gatherings raises unsettling questions. Were these just elite Hollywood parties gone wild, or something far more dangerous? Anonymous insiders have painted a terrifying picture of these parties, describing them as chaotic, surreal, and almost dystopian. Some sources even claim that guests were subtly encouraged or outright pressured to engage in activities they may have been deeply uncomfortable with. The level of planning and detail that allegedly went into these events is absolutely mind-blowing. According to those in the know, the atmosphere was anything but random. Specific lighting designs were reportedly used to set certain moods, some rooms drenched in red light to silently signal what kind of activities were happening inside. Soundproofed rooms were supposedly installed to guarantee total privacy, and on top of that, guests were strictly banned from bringing phones or any kind of recording device. Now, while a no-phones rule might seem normal at celebrity parties, in this context, it feels far more sinister. It wasn't just about privacy. It was about making sure nothing was documented, leaving investigators with no physical evidence to piece together. That kind of secrecy only ramps up speculation about what truly went down at these exclusive gatherings. But here's the most chilling part. A former staff member revealed that Diddy's team allegedly stocked these parties with bizarre supplies, most notably an excessive amount of baby oil and other items that have now become key points in the investigation. The more details that emerge, the darker this story becomes. What was really happening behind those closed doors? This oddly specific detail has gripped the public's attention. Why on earth would anyone need such massive amounts of baby oil at a party? During a reported raid on one of Diddy's properties, law enforcement allegedly seized over 1,000 bottles of baby oil along with other strange items. Some might brush this off as an eccentric personal choice, but for many, it feels like a disturbing clue in a much bigger and darker puzzle. But it doesn't stop there. The structure of these secretive gatherings raises even more red flags. Leaked reports claim that Diddy's closest insiders were in charge of every tiny detail, from booking extravagant hotel suites to arranging IV treatments so guests could bounce back after marathon nights of partying. Insiders even compared the level of coordination to running a production team for a high-budget film. Everything was meticulously planned down to the last detail. But the real question is, why? What exactly was all this effort meant to cover up or facilitate? That's what investigators are desperately trying to uncover. And the allegations only get more unsettling. Witnesses have described these gatherings as places where personal boundaries were blurred beyond recognition. People reportedly felt pressured to go along with whatever was happening, no matter how extreme. One anonymous attendee chillingly described these events as a total free-for-all where anything could happen. Another claimed the energy was so intense it was impossible to tell who was genuinely having fun and who was silently struggling to leave. This overwhelming sense of unease has echoed through multiple accounts, painting a disturbing picture of what may have unfolded behind closed doors. What was really going on at these gatherings? And how deep does this dark story go? These gatherings were anything but the carefree, glamorous celebrations they were made out to be. And then there's the mysterious guest list. While some celebrity names have leaked, many others remain hidden in the shadows. Diddy has always surrounded himself with Hollywood's elite, from A-list actors to Grammy-winning musicians. His inner circle reads like a VIP list of entertainment royalty. But here's the chilling question. How many of these stars actually knew what they were walking into when they attended these events? And worse, how many saw what was happening and chose to stay silent? One name that keeps surfacing in these conversations is Usher. As mentioned earlier, Usher once spoke about staying at Diddy's home during his teenage years, admitting he witnessed things that were wild. He never gave details, But the resurfacing of those old comments has reignited scrutiny over his connection to Diddy. Adding to the mystery, Usher recently wiped a significant number of posts from his social media accounts. This move has sparked rumors that he's actively trying to distance himself from the growing scandal. Was this just a random cleanup or a calculated move to escape the fallout? No one knows for sure, but it's definitely raising eyebrows. And then there's Justin Bieber. As a rising star, Bieber was mentored by Diddy, who welcomed him into his world during the early days of his career. While Bieber hasn't said a word about the allegations swirling around Diddy, his spokesperson recently claimed that Bieber is focusing on his family and staying far away from the drama. But that silence isn't stopping the rumors. With Bieber's close past ties to Diddy, the public can't help but wonder, does he know more than he's letting on? Or is he just another name caught up in this tangled web of scandal? Still, that hasn't stopped the internet from running wild with theories about what Justin Bieber might have seen during his time with Diddy. Could Bieber be sitting on explosive information about what really happened at these secretive gatherings? Or is he just an innocent bystander caught in the middle of a media firestorm? The silence surrounding his connection only deepens the mystery. But it's not just Usher and Bieber under the microscope. Megan Fox is now caught in the whirlwind too. After attending several of Diddy's events in the past, she suddenly wiped her entire Instagram and X accounts clean. This move has set off alarms online, with people speculating about her possible ties to the scandal. Then there's Khloe Kardashian. Old comments she made about attending one of Diddy's infamous parties have resurfaced, adding even more fuel to this blazing story. In a clip that's been circulating online, Khloe described a party where half the people were naked. Sure, it could be exaggerated party talk, but the timing of this video resurfacing is way too suspicious to ignore. But here's where it gets truly disturbing. The most unsettling claims suggest that not everyone at these gatherings was there willingly. According to court documents, there are serious allegations that some individuals were coerced or manipulated into participating in activities they would have never agreed to under normal circumstances. That chilling possibility turns this entire situation from scandalous to sinister. What really went on behind those closed doors? And how many people were silently trapped in something far darker than anyone could have imagined? This is where things turn even darker and far more serious. If these shocking claims are true, it suggests that Diddy's infamous gatherings weren't just about luxury and excess. They could have been masking something far more disturbing. The fact that the FBI is actively involved in this case makes it clear that these allegations aren't being taken lightly. Sources reveal that federal agents have already interviewed dozens of witnesses and are combing through mountains of evidence. This includes financial records, electronic communications, and even surveillance footage from some of these secretive events. But now, the devastating fires sweeping through Los Angeles have thrown the entire investigation into chaos. If any physical evidence was hidden away in properties linked to Diddy or his associates, it might be lost forever in the ashes. This has sparked a wildfire of speculation that these fires were intentionally set to erase damning evidence. While there's no solid proof backing this theory yet, the timing is way too suspicious for people to ignore. What makes this situation even more tangled is the staggering number of high-profile celebrities who have been connected to Diddy over the years. The so-called Diddy list that's circulating online features some of the biggest names in Hollywood: Leonardo DiCaprio, Beyoncé, Jay-Z, Jennifer Lopez, and many more. Could some of these A-listers have unknowingly been caught up in something far more sinister? Or worse, did some know exactly what was happening and chose to stay silent? The deeper this investigation goes, the more twisted and dangerous it seems to become. While none of these celebrities have been officially accused of any wrongdoing, their ties to Diddy have ignited a wildfire of speculation. Were they aware of what was really happening at these secretive gatherings? And if they knew, why are they staying silent? the deafening silence from Hollywood's most powerful players only makes the public more suspicious. As the smoke begins to clear and the ashes settle, the burning questions surrounding Diddy and the devastating Los Angeles wildfires refuse to die down. Was this destruction a calculated move to erase incriminating evidence? Or was it nothing more than a tragic coincidence? And what about Hollywood's silence? Does it hint at something darker? Or is it just an attempt to avoid being dragged into the scandal? Theories are spreading like wildfire, but the truth remains hidden in the shadows. So, what do you think? Are these fires part of a larger, sinister cover-up? Or are people just connecting dots that were never meant to be connected? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's dive into this conversation. If you're just as obsessed with uncovering the truth as we are, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications so you never miss an update on this unfolding story. Stay curious, stay sharp, and I'll see you in the next one.